Warning: the Q&A segments on this channel are not child-friendly. It is recommended that you proceed with caution. Due to the topics in the conversations, this is meant to be as raw as possible. So if you are under the age of 18, you have been warned. Huh, you're still here. I ain't gonna get in trouble if your mama catch you. What's up, guys? It's your boy OXY. We're back with another Q&A, and today we have a super special guest. Again, we have FaithyJ in the building. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, feeling the vibe
Actually
here.
giving off oxygen.
Yeah, you dig. And then you got the crystal and everything. You got good vibes going over here as well. Nice. So we have a lot of stuff that we're gonna be talking about today. But they're gonna be revolving around 3 different topics. So one of them is music, the other one is fighting, and the last one is wrestling, because she does a lot of that as well. So yeah, you ready to get started?
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll start off with the music side of things. So what made you want to get into music? Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in entertainment since I was 3 years old.
Okay.
Just the industry in general. My mom put me in dance, and growing up in dance, you listen to music all the time. So
Very true.
you know, I kind of fell in love with music in general, listening to it, and then by the age of like 12, I went to a music school called The Biz. Alex Cantrell was the owner, and it was a great experience. So from then on, I just continued to write and create music. I used to be terrible, so you know, I'm still working on myself, of course, all day, every day, but I look back at old videos and I'm like, wow, I was trash. So, but like, yeah, I think my point is though, like, if you are making music, and we're our biggest critics, I feel, you know, so be proud of where you are now and where you've like started and that difference. So like, you know, yeah.
I feel that.
So from then on, I just kept making music, and I still am in love with it.
Hey, I feel that.
Yeah.
For me, well, I am a preacher's kid, so
okay.
Music is definitely always around you, no matter what. My grandfather was a bishop, and then my dad is a pastor. So like,
my name is Faith.
Yeah, see how like it all just coincides. You feel me? And then on the side of things, you know, my dad also did music in the industry as well. So he did a lot of tours with a lot of people throughout the gospel scene and stuff like that. And so music has literally stuck with me forever. And so like, whether through the musical instruments that I play now, a lot of it is just literally music. I've been kind of the background person though. I'm not really a person who is more like on the front singing and doing everything. Like, sure, I write and do a lot of stuff, but the majority of my time is mostly spent creating the atmosphere. So my favorite part about music, like when it comes to that, is about like, you know, making you feel some type of way before the words even hit. You're just like, the music can catch you and you just be like, like, hold on, let me just. So that's the type of feeling that I like to give to people. So that's like really my type of stuff. Yeah,
my dad was actually in a band as well. So he actually opened for Guns N' Roses and like,
that's hard.
a couple other bands. But yeah, so growing up with him as well, I went through a little rock phase. You know, like my first cover that I put out was "Hate Myself for Loving You" by Joan Jett.
That's hard.
And I was 12 years old, and we made like a homemade like video. Again, I look back on it and I was like, wow, I had bangs.
That's hard. That's so dope.
And dark eyeliner. Like, what is going on? So what influences your writing for music?
So whenever I write, whenever I make something, it mostly derives from my past, either pain or going from different struggles that I had growing up. So for me, whether it be the darkest moments of those times, or it be, you know, the times when we had the happiest moments, you know, of us having our time. And so it's really cool whenever it comes to there. It's very hard for me to write fun, catchy songs, you know, for me. I'm more so like easily able to like dig deep and now I like to do that. I'm definitely not that good at, you know, just saying, you know, let's go party.
For sure. I feel that definitely.
What about you?
A lot of my music, is also from a dark place. But I do have a couple songs that I was able to turn that dark place into a happier vibe, because there's a lot of songs that I've done and redone like 3 times just to try, a different beat. Like, my producers are amazing. The main in-house producer is Gerald GB. He is awesome. I got signed to a label, Grand Jury Entertainment, about 2 years ago. So we've been in development, and that's with Mike Conception, TDE, Kendrick is associated, Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, I'm very excited. I haven't released anything yet with them because we literally have, let me see, like 100 songs, maybe even more, that we've finished, and a couple videos that we filmed too during quarantine. You know what I mean? So I was like, dang, we gotta utilize this time.
Heck yeah, that's dope.
But none of it is released yet, and I'm so excited. It's all about timing.
Heck yeah, no.
But yeah, as far as writing, I do have a couple happy songs, but it's definitely harder to write those for me. Because when you feel something, that's what music is. Music is a universal language. With the beat, like, you can have a song with the artist on it that just sounds terrible, but if the beat is hard, like, that goes viral. Like, right. And the beat it's like I just said, a universal language. Somebody from Brazil could hear it, and it's from America, but the beat's so hard that it speaks to everybody.
Hell yeah. So all right, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. Our next topic is on fighting. Okay, as most of you will now come to find out, both of us have taken Taekwondo, and then obviously with your wrestling background and everything, you've obviously been into a lot of fights and a lot of interactions on your side. So we're gonna go through your most memorable and most embarrassing. Okay, so you got your 2 and I got my 2. We gotta figure this whole thing out, but let's start off with most memorable. What is your most memorable fight?
So I have 2 very memorable fights. My very first match with Wow Woman of Wrestling, or Wow Superheroes, followed on Instagram. Just a little plug in. First off, I'm known as Faith the Lioness in wrestling. But yeah, my very first match was with the wrestler. Her name is The Beast, and she's very much like her name. She's very buff, very strong, a lot of power moves in her techniques. So I think that, because it was my very first match, and I think this was October 2018, I think is when this was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not too long ago. But yeah, I just remember like the feeling of, even before the match started, like just walking out there, like, it's an undescribable feeling. And I also wrote and like performed my entrance music.
Oh, that's
yeah. So dope. Like when that little whole thing that we do in wrestling, I have 2 dancers that come out with me. Melanie and Miranda, shout out to you. Yeah. So it was just crazy. Like, that's all I can say. And like, her finisher is called a power bomb, and like, it's basically when she like gets you up on her shoulders and throws you down. Dang. So from that moment, I was like, I think I'm sober, because but like in a good way, because I was like, wow, I did it, that type of thing. And then my second most memorable would have to be with Tessa Blanchard. I think that match it felt so like, it flowed so well, and there was a couple moves that I did that I have never tried before, such as a suicide dive, which means she was down on the ground and I dove out of the ring onto her. So I never tried that before until that moment. So I was like, wow, I freaking did that too. Yeah, she was going in. So that was so memorable for me.
That's super hard. That's super hard.
How about your most memorable?
Well, my most memorable fight was definitely not on a stage or a ring, so mine's gonna feel a little downgraded from what just was said.
A fight is a fight.
You're right. Okay, most memorable fight for me was actually in high school, sophomore year, leading into my junior year. I was kind of like dabbling in and out of football, because for me, I was always moving schools. So being the new kid everywhere, I was always getting picked on, or always getting like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this. It didn't take much to really get me riled up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on a football field one day, and we were all playing a pickup game, and during the game, 2 guys double teamed me going down, and I'm like, game's pretty much like, all right, kind of iffy.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a final one where like it's like final play. We're just about to go. Bell rings and everything. So it's time for us to, you know, hurry up and pack up and everything.
Right.
So it goes to the final play. The guy that I'm going up against, he's running towards me, and then he jumps up to go catch the ball. As he jumps up to catch the ball, I grab his waist and I throw him to the floor.
Oh, you did a waist lock takedown.
Full on. So he goes, so he pretty much gets up and then he socks me in my face from that moment.
Oh, no.
And I'm over here still like, it's just a game. It's all good.
Yeah.
And then after that, like, he goes and calls me out, says a whole bunch of shit. And I was like, all right.
This is it.
This is the moment here.
Yeah. Dang.
So he thinks that he's won through this moment because he's over here like, oh yeah, I'm the big dog. I just took you down. I just said that, whatever. He's walking away, and I walk up to him, and I basically push him to turn around. And the minute he turns around, I kick him in his chest.
Ooh.
And then from that kick, I just felt so much red just pile up as I just start going in on him. I'm throwing kicks, I'm throwing punches left and right, and it's just like, it was a full barrage of attacks that I did not feel like I had in me until that moment.
Right. No, it's crazy because when you get hit, that triggers something in you. Like when I spar and I get like even a love tap, I get mad as fuck. Like I will be like, oh, bet, and I'll start throwing kicks, uppercut, hook, like
going in.
So I totally understand.
Now let's go to embarrassing ones. You got an embarrassing one?
Yeah, so one of my matches, it was a tag team match, and this was in the last season that had aired on Access TV, and it was basically my tag team partner would not tag in, so it was like a 2-on-1 against me, and like it was against Jesse Jones and Amber O'Neal. So there was a whole drama, you know, between my tag team partner at that time and one of the other girls on the other team, because there was a whole like turning their back. They were best friends, and then she picked me instead of her because I was the younger one. Like, you know, whatever. So anyway, she never tagged in, and then they went 2-on-1, and it was honestly, there was moments in that match I was just like, wow, like felt like out of breath, and like they're doing shit to me at the same time, and this bitch is over here like not tagging me, like, come on, get in, but like she wouldn't. And I just think the most embarrassing part for me was like doing my best with two people in the ring against me. So I think that feeling was just like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, damn. So yeah, I think that's most embarrassing for me. How about you?
Mine was again, a downgrade. Okay, downgrade our stage and presence here.
You're good.
So this one happened end of middle school. Okay. End of middle school, leading into it. I didn't go into Taekwondo at the time. I was mostly just like kind of just one of the kids who was always getting beat up left and right.
Yeah.
Nerdy little kid. So like around that time, it was like there was a kid that was bullying me for so long, and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be the day that I get you.
Okay.
All right. So I was like, I'm gonna take him out. It's gonna be the end of it. I got this.
Dang.
Yeah. So basically, end of school came. Constipation hit. And I pretty much go into the fight, and I'm like, yeah, 100%, I got this, and I shit myself.
Oh, damn.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I ran really, really fast. And
you waddled away.
Waddled away, went to the restroom, finished that whole thing, and then I went home without underwear on, so that was cool.
Well, I don't really wear underwear anyway, so that's
but like, I felt pretty brave until that moment.
Yeah, no, that is okay, if this makes you feel better, but this was in elementary school. I was in PE class, and we only had 3 passes to go to the bathroom the whole year, okay?
Ooh,
I have a little girl bladder at the time. Yeah, I had one more pass, and I didn't want to waste it. We started stretching, and it was a hot, sunny day. All of a sudden, I'm like, where is that rain coming from? Because it just started streaming down. Yeah, and I switched schools after that, pretty much. But I'm so serious. But only because we lived in you know how some schools have a certain circumference that you have to live in?
Yeah.
So we were lying about our address. We were saying I lived at my aunt's house, and, you know, whatever. So that's why I switched schools, but I'm glad I did. But then one kid that I went to at that school with saw me in high school and said, hey, remember when you peed me? I was like... Yeah, that was me. But you know what? Fuck it. I own up to it. Okay. We only had 3 passes for the year. Like, that's you have
stupid. Like pretty legit excuse about it. I mean, that's just on their fault.
You feel better.
It actually does. Low key.
Okay, good.
So now let's go over to wrestling. These are more, since you are a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
These are your interesting questions here.
Yeah.
So how long have you been wrestling?
About 2 years. I started with martial arts when I was 4. That's when I started with Taekwondo. And then after high school, I was like really considering going into amateur fights, like UFC type is the direction I was originally thinking of going. But because of music and acting, there's some very, very good female fighters out there, okay? That, So wrestling, I just felt was the perfect happy medium for that, because it's entertainment fighting. It's like WWE, it's WOW. It's like the perfect share of acting, but like real stunts and real hits all in one. But it's not like straight to the face, cauliflower ear, like it's not that. Even though I do still love to train, and I actually started teaching recently. I have very great students who are actually making a lot of progress right now. And so as far as MMA and wrestling, I do and love both.
That's super dope. I've been wrestling since I was 16 years old in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Get it down.
Damn.
In the sheets, you did. I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? That was where the wrestling came in. Get that wrong.
You got that headlock and shit. Okay.
All right, but
there's something called a camel clutch.
Okay, see, this is what we're gonna pass on now. Okay, pass through.
All right. So, question.
What's up?
Do you think that you could beat me in a fight? Maybe.
Look, look, let's just. No, I absolutely do not. See, look, okay. Anybody looking at this right now, okay? I'm saying this right now, okay? Just look at any footage of her, and you should know, without a doubt, there's no way. I'm good.
Said no.
I don't care how much fighting I know. There's no way that's happening. Okay?
When did you start Taekwondo, by the way?
I started roughly around the age of 13 or 14.
Okay.
I wasn't like since you're 4. That's why I'm really like, oh yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I did study when I started studying Taekwondo. I got my black belt for it at I think it was 7 or 8, and my black belt testing is actually on YouTube from that time. So like from then on, I need to get back into Taekwondo, because now I've been studying boxing and kickboxing and obviously wrestling. So it's been a minute as far as technique for Taekwondo, but you know what I'm saying? So
gotta get your katas right.
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah.
All right. So for our last one, because we're going into our final little area here, we're gonna go back over to the music side of things, because I know that you did mention to me before we started the Q&A about the music that we see every now and then all over TikTok, all over, literally like everywhere.
Yeah. So I feel like with media in general, it subconsciously programs you. Like, for example, obviously with the music, it's filtered constantly with TikTok and the radio. Right now, the radio is playing mostly TikTok songs, which dope. I'm proud for those artists, but it's just very interesting to see the world shift in this way. And with even TV and Netflix and all of that, it's called television. It's tell-a-vision. It's telling you what to think and see subconsciously. You may not think that, but channels. They're channels. 100%. It's channeling you. TV programming. It's programming us subconsciously. And like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, as far as I say, it's spiritual warfare going on. And people are being distracted too by TikTok and by social media. And there's so much fake news out there as well. So I encourage everybody to do their own research on anything that they see something on the front page. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus looking into it, it's like we are stuck in this quarantine zone to where we're so stuck onto our phones to where now it's in your face even more than it was way back.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it just sucks when you're looking at it at the perspective of, you know, now this is all you have. And it's like you could be way better off had you A, done your research, or B, have maybe once in a while turned off your phones.
Yes, like I did a cleanse one time. I deleted Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the apps that I had. I deleted them for like, I said I was gonna do a week, and I ended up doing 2 or 3 weeks because I was like, I love this, because like I got to really get to know myself again and like focus on so many other things, because it's so time consuming and we don't even realize it.
You're right.
You know, so
you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like legit, like this is what I also like. I say when it comes to like the way that we view TikTok, or the way that we view the social media platforms that we see, it's literally just like the 13-year-old or the 12-year-old kid that watches porn and then grows up before his first sexual encounter. During all that knowledge that he's quote unquote getting on how it should feel and it should look and it should be. Yeah. And then after that, you actually go into the actual sexual experience, and it's like, oh, right. That's how music and how a lot of stuff that we're seeing all over social media is being portrayed. It's like, it's so, oh yeah, this is how it's gonna be. This is how life is. This is how you're gonna be when you get to this area. And it's like, once you get it, if you do, you're like, huh, this isn't how I thought.
Right. When really everybody has their own journey and experience, because we are not our bodies. This is just our temple, you know what I'm saying? We are a soul. Everybody has a different soul, but we're a collective consciousness in the same dimension right now, which I feel all this shit going on is also us transcending into the 5th dimension, which is love. Yeah. You know, so that's why there's all this bullshit going on. Facts. And I don't know if you knew this, but you know how in 2012 everyone was like, oh, the world's gonna end, this and that, because of the Mayan calendar? Yeah. In the Mayan calendar, 2012 actually meant 2020. So that's just a little... Yeah, and do your research. Yeah, you know, again, I like to go down the rabbit hole.
Doing your research. That's just gonna help. So thank you so much for joining me and doing this Q&A. Honestly, very appreciate you for jumping on this. Thank you guys for watching. Yes. So be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, whatever it is that you feel is necessary. Ring that bell for notifications and all that good stuff. And be sure to follow FaithyJ here. Where can they find you real quick?
Yeah, so my Instagram is real FaithyJ. TikTok that we were just talking about is FaithyJ. Facebook is also FaithyJ. If you search FaithyJ, it'll all come up. Yeah, all one word. FaithyJ, all one word. Yeah, exactly. All right, where can we find you?
Me? Everybody knows where to find me. Forget all that stuff. So thank you guys again so much, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye.